great stuff up next. It is the Terminoni Superstock 600s, and it's a quick change for Seb Bulbin because he's out in this as well, and this time he has the company of Mark Hughes, Errol Armitt, Tom Gazzard, Rob Brown, who did so well in the earlier race, along with Nick Anderson, and they pour up towards Richie's for the first time, asking Seb Bulbin just settling down into the lead. There up see in the pack is young Greg James, number 31. He's moved up from Aprilia Super Teens. He and his brother Scott now run a very successful little web design company. I believe they designed the website for the Aprilia Super Teens, Steve, amongst others, and they're making a real go of their little business.
They are, yeah, Aprilia Super Teens, Moto 450, and also got an involvement with the sidecars as well. So it's great stuff from the two brothers from Tony Pandy in Wales. But at the lead, Seb Bulbin, you just can't stop him at the moment. He's ahead of Errol Armitt.
Yes, Errol, who, if you like, was the best of the finishers in the earlier race. He had a real big charge on, and he's got a good start this time to go with it. He's just ahead of Mark Hughes. Mark, who's been a real revelation this year, as far as Thundersport is concerned, joining the series, and has been very, very impressive indeed.
Looks like Chaz Beale is making some good progress there, and it's good to see. I'm pretty sure Chaz Beale, we saw him in Street Fighter action or something like that last season. And
this is what's so impressive at the moment about Seb Bulbin. He's hit the front, he's got these very competitive riders on good machines behind him, and he's pulling away. He's just finding that little bit extra, and you can see when the Formula 600s were out, it was dusty dry almost, and now we're back to this awful gummy wet stuff. It's actually, at this moment in fact, it's not falling out of the sky, but it is very wet underfoot as it were, and presenting these riders with such different conditions every time they come out to race. Mark Hughes just nicks ahead there of Errol Armitt. Errol tries to return the compliment as they run down into Russell, thinks better of it, but Mark Hughes up into second.
I think one of the other things to remember, Ballerini has gone for a little bit of ballerina sessions, and the number 2 machine is off again.
Well, it's good to see it in mainly one piece this time after what happened down at Pembrey. But yes, poor old Rick out of this one. But Tom Gazzard now, having lost his second place, Errol Armitt, to Mark Hughes, he's now got to watch out for the third, because Tom Gazzard is right on his case and is closing mightily as they run down the Revitt Straight. But Seb Bulbin out the front, and I'm going to watch the gap between him and Mark Hughes. Now Mark Hughes is in a clear second. We'll see if he can close down on Seb Bulbin at all. It's a healthy gap though at the moment, around about maybe half a dozen seconds.
One thing that isn't that noticeable from our screens here, but I can certainly tell you from the grid, it's very, very windy out there, and of course that means the track temperature is a lot colder. So difficult conditions out there. Nonetheless, Sam Middlemass there going through Russells.
Yep, chasing hard after the Kawasaki of Greg James as they run up towards the start-finish line, but Seb Bulbin at Sear. He's just got this little comfort of around about half a dozen seconds. He's maintaining that now back to Mark Hughes, so Seb is controlling this from the front. And what did we say a couple of laps ago? It was wet and horrible and greasy just at that point, and in this incredible crosswind it's dried out. So within the length of this race, now into sunny conditions, it's not completely dry surface, but it really is completely unreliable, and all these riders doing a very good job to stay on board, let alone race. And Seb Bulbin, he's going to take this one, and that is another excellent win from a young rider in form, and he's got some talent behind him there too. Mark Hughes, just we saw him cross the line in second place, ahead of Errol Armitt third, Tom Gazzard fourth, Nick Anderson fifth, and Scott Wilson rounding out that race in sixth place. And then we see Seb, Mark and Errol